everybody, welcome to the Comic Game Movie Show. My name is, Deshaun, and today I am here to tell you why the Marvel Netflix shows are going to Hulu. Now, there has been a lot of hubba made about the fact that that it was recently announced that in March, about March 16th, I believe, that the Marvel Netflix shows will be going to Disney Plus in Canada. In Canada, and most likely it'll be going to like the Stars thing they got internationally. See, it's confusing. Some people don't understand this. Well, I'm gonna just break it down to you. I brought it up before, but maybe I haven't in a while. The United, in other countries, you know, except for a few, have Stars, which is this like service that Fox used to own. But when Disney bought Fox, they acquired Stars. And Stars has a lot of adult content and whatnot, and that's a lot where a lot of the Fox catalog is on Stars, and a lot of the things that a lot of those the shows and the movies and stuff that are R-rated content are on Stars. And what Disney did a couple years ago was they just took Stars and attached it and just made it a tab on the Disney Plus app. But it's only like that internationally, because internationally they have different rules and regulations, and they have different contracts. And there's different different sensibilities in different countries. Every country has a different sensibility. Every country, like for instance, the Batman is rated R in Britain. It's rated R in Britain, but it's rated PG-13 here. It's just like that's the difference in terms of how people approach films in different countries. The difference between going from a PG-13 to an R rating. That's how wide the gap is between cultures and how we interact with cinema and whatnot, and cinema and things we watch on TV. So the contracts are different internationally, and Disney Plus in Canada will also, and Disney Plus in Canada has, I believe it, I don't know if Disney Plus in Canada has Stars too, but all we know for sure is that the Netflix show, the Marvel Netflix shows will be going to Disney Plus, will be on Disney Plus in Canada. But I think in certain countries, like they have different movies, it's not just like that with Disney Plus, it's like that with most platforms. Netflix has that too. There are certain films and certain markets that are there that aren't in America, but in America, but Disney, when they bought Fox as well, required basically like 90-something% stake in Hulu. So basically, they own Hulu. Like no one else can really do anything, but they own basically most of Hulu, 95% of Hulu, something like that. And Hulu is only in America. Hulu is also, in terms of pure numbers, like in terms of just pure actual subscribers, I think Hulu is like the fifth, or it's like the fourth. Let me think. It's Netflix #1, and then it's Disney Plus. Because I don't really count Amazon subscribers, because Amazon's like millions of subscribers are misleading, because because if you just have Amazon Prime, you're an Amazon subscriber. So I don't think that's really, you can't really, it's not a really good gauge of how many actual subscribers, how many people actually subscribe to Amazon Prime to actually watch shows, and how many people how many people's grandparents just have Amazon Prime just to order something, and they don't even know shows are on there. You know what I mean? So that's why I never really count Amazon Prime's like actual subscription. So for me, it's Netflix, it's Disney, and it's Hulu. HBO Max is starting to rise, but I still think it's either close with Hulu or still behind Hulu. But Hulu is in the top 5, but Hulu is only in America. The reason Hulu is only in America is because Disney doesn't own 100% of Hulu. So they can't really go international with it. Now, it makes me wonder if they would, but who knows. But it's obvious to me that I was like, because when Disney Plus first went up, and things have changed clearly, Bob Iger isn't there anymore. The best entertainment CEO of all time, Bob Iger, Big Papa Bob Iger, isn't there anymore. So, but Iger's whole philosophy was, he wasn't against making mature R-rated content. What he wanted to do is make sure that there is a degree of separation, basically. That you understand that the adult stuff is over here and Disney is over here. He never wanted the adult stuff to touch Disney. There's to him, and it clearly worked to the tone of him making billions of dollars, which is the thing that blows my mind when people get in arguments over rated R content and Disney needs this. Yes, the studio company who's been making billions more dollars than the other companies, all they need this R-rated content. Like, no, they don't. But Iger kind of do it. He was like, no, this is what we do. We are the place where everyone, their families, their kids, and everything can come and see our stuff. We don't want to taint it in a way with R-rated content, because once you open the door to that, and once you start having R-rated content on Disney Plus, it just doesn't even sound right to me. It just doesn't sound right. Disney R-rated content. It does not sound right. Like, to me, that'd be like if fucking McDonald's had script club. If McDonald's started opening up script clubs. That's what it sounds like to me when you say Disney R-rated content section. Whoa, that just does not sound right. And maybe it's my American ways. Maybe it's because I was born here. And maybe it's because I have an opinion on Disney. But it just doesn't sound right. And for the longest time I said it. I was like, I don't know what they're gonna do, but at least here in America, they are not gonna do that. And it seems like all indications are that is true, because Canada and America's time frame for like Disney Plus stuff and certain things like that are pretty aligned. Like, Canada and us are pretty aligned when it comes to like release dates and things of that nature. So most people just pretty much went. So when it was announced that the Netflix shows were the Marvel Netflix shows were gonna go to Disney Plus in Canada, a lot of people assumed it would be coming to Disney Plus here in March sometime. But recently the fucking thing came out that was showing like Disney, because it's getting close to March, so Disney puts out their things. They're like, oh, this is what's coming out in March. And there was none of the Daredevil Netflix shows, none of the Daredevil or Netflix shows at all on that calendar for the entirety of March. And like I said, Canada and America are pretty, aligned when it comes to that stuff. So unless we're getting it on a delay, these things are going to Hulu. And the reason they're going to Hulu is because Hulu, like, to me personally, I love Hulu. Like, I think I actually love Hulu's frame, the way that I actually love the format of Hulu more than all the other ones. I gotta be honest with you. I'm on Hulu most of the time. Like, Hulu is probably the Disney the streaming service app I use the most, because they have so much shit on there. They got anime, they got old cartoons from both Disney and Warner Brothers. They got a bunch of different movies. Depending on what other services you got, it works with that too. Because they got like on their HBO sometimes has some stuff. Starz sometimes has some stuff. There's so many movies and whatnot that are on there, and it's indie ones and small ones, and I have a lot of fun on Hulu. There's a lot to look for on there, and like I said, Hulu's one of my favorite. And I've always said, I was like, dude, if they're gonna have Hulu, they have to start putting stuff on there. They have, and I can't tell if Disney hasn't like invested big money into Hulu, because either A, it's because they don't own it 100%, so they want to invest if they don't own it 100%, or B, it's because they want to tie it into Disney Plus one day. I'm not sure, but I do think that would be a big boom for Hulu. It would like really help the Hulu subscriptions if you move the Daredevil, Luke Cage, all those shows over to Hulu, which I believe they will. Those shows would fit right well on there. They don't have to edit them at all. They could just plop them right on there, because I just don't see them moving them to Disney Plus. I just don't see them moving them to Disney Plus. Disney Plus is not the right format to be having those kind of shows. I think as violent as you're going to get is like something in Moon Knight, and I already described, and like I was thinking about making a video about Moon Knight, and how like some people were upset that Moon Knight is getting a TV-14. Well, the funny thing is, if you've actually been paying attention, almost every single one of them MCU shows have TV-14. And because like they're gonna push it, but I basically said, as big as the most violent the MCU is gonna get is about at least a normal human being, because you can get pretty violent with robots and aliens and monsters. You get pretty violent. You can get brutally violent with those without any problems. But as violent as it's gonna get is like that scene in Falcon and Winter Soldier where John Walker bashed that dude's chest in and with blood all on the shield. Like, that's about as violent as it's gonna get. Now they can play with editing, with like with like visuals and whatnot, and camera angles and all these other things, but they can't get so violent. Plus, I just think that when they do another Daredevil show, it's gonna be one of those things where those Netflix shows, like, they didn't like it, like it's a soft reboot. You know, it's a soft reboot, and they might bring the same actors and whatnot by it, but it's going to be a totally different story. But, you know, I just wanted to let people know, because a lot of people think that Disney Plus is going to put the Daredevil shit on Disney Plus. No. Disney isn't putting Daredevil on Netflix. They're not, like, look, no one's going to, like, you know, you're not going to have Disney with a scene of Jessica Jones getting rammed by Luke Cage and breaking the bed. That's not going to happen. That is not going to happen underneath. You're not going to look at Disney Plus and have that there. No, it's going to Hulu. It's fine on Hulu. It'll help out Hulu. Maybe they'll do more adult things on Hulu. I highly doubt it, because it doesn't seem like Kevin Feige is really interested in that, and I don't blame him. Anyways, thank you guys for joining the Comic Game Movie Show. Please like and subscribe. I'll see you on the next one. Goodbye.